And so God presence in our life is growing because he's trying to give us insight, he's trying to give us wisdom, he's trying to give us knowledge in order to get us out of this thing we've been trapped in, this way of thinking that we think about, this selfishness. He's trying to show us that we're all connected, we're everything. The whole planet was built by God for us to um, connect with one another and be with one another and love one another. But we've made it into this battlefield. We've made it into this if I don't get something, then you will take it. And so I need to take it before you take it. And then if you take it, I need to take it back. And if you do this, I need to do this back to you because it's just fair. The world has been turned into this battlefield that we're always fighting. We think that there's a limited amount of resources that we need to compete for. And even if there is not, and the enemy or whatever creates these false sense of conflict that we shouldn't even be walking in, like money. Like money is just a concept that has a piece of paper that has a value to it. We should be living in a society where I do this for you and you do this for me and we all okay. And if you grow this and I don't grow that, but I grow this, and maybe I don't grow anything, but I have the ability to do these kind of things, and people need these kind of things that I do, and so I can trade that service for food, for a place to live. I think we should live in a society like that. I think that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to work together, and then I don't even think we're supposed to have um, gardens and farms and stuff. I think we do that because we have to do that because of the system that was put in place where we were competing for resources, and the resources were stolen from us or taken from us, and we now had to create other resources in order to compensate for that. But really, we could survive happily on the things that are around us, and then there's conflict about, like, say, collecting wealth, like with gold and stuff. Gold has no apparent value. You can't make a tool out of it. You can't make a weapon out of it. You can't. It just has what we say is a value, and we will fight wars over getting more of it. We will create a whole society of value based on how much of that resource that we have that actually has no use. You can't eat it. You can't build a house with it. You can't use it as a tool because it's too soft. You can't use it as a weapon because it's too soft. It has no value except that what we have determined as value. And they say, oh, that's because of the rarity of it. Well, it doesn't matter if it's rare if it has no value. If it can't be used for anything that's of any specific purpose to accomplish what we're going to use it, like the Old Testament talks about in Exodus, when they want to form it into an idol, and it's a shiny idol, so then we can use it to worship another god other than the God we're supposed to worship. That doesn't require us to build idols, so it's still the same thing. The gold has become the idol and not the thing that we make the idol into. So we're just following that same pattern. We have a limited resource, so we're going to kill somebody else in order to get that resource. We're going to be so selfish that if you even say anything negative towards me, my natural instinct is to get upset and to have physical violence towards you because you are offending me. God is trying really hard to get us to walk away from that world, to walk away from that situation. Don't be offended. Don't let that bother you. Don't let that affect you. Don't let that, God has enough resources to accomplish everything. Nothing is lacking in this world. The only reason we think it's lacking is because there's a system that was set into place to tell us that where things are lacking. I think the enemy has even designed science around uh, this lack, this resource insufficiency. So we'll then say, oh, we need to get oil out of the ground in order to run these vehicles to get to where we need to go. I love traveling, but do I really need to go that far? Or am I supposed to be living a life that's a little more where I'm planted? Now, I am going to be traveling around and ministering and preaching and bringing the gospel. And I think that is done on purpose by God. But I don't think it's necessarily something that I need to be doing in order to survive and to thrive. I should be happy to be in my community where I would be planted to be a resource within that community.